Hello and welcome to another installment of my monthly video newsletter. I'm Brian McDonough with the Dawson Barbera team at Compass here in New York City. I can't believe it's already October, but I hope everyone had a healthy, fun, and safe summer. I know my wife and I are really looking to embrace this transition into a new season. But as we enter into fall, there's no doubt that real estate headlines continue to be dominated by the interest rate hikes. And while the national news continues to paint a very grim picture, understandably, we're all a bit sick of hearing about this topic, but I felt it was really important to address the differences of what you're seeing in those headlines versus what we're seeing on the ground here in New York City. Now, majority of these rates that they're showing on the news tend to be for a conforming loan. And a note to NYC buyers who are going to require financing, majority of you are actually going to fall under the jumbo loan category due to the higher price points in the city. So typically, conforming loan, as of most recently, is going to have an interest rate of something like high sixes, maybe up to 7%, versus a jumbo loan as of this week is looking at somewhere like 5.3 up to 5.6%. So a significant difference, somewhere around a full percentage point, even more in some cases, and something they're likely not going to be telling you on the day-to-day news. And while some real estate professionals might be leaning in to the sales pitch of marry the house, date the rate, which essentially says, find your dream home, get the rate now, worry about refinancing later, I'm looking to take a much different stance on this, and especially with my clients. Whether reports are showing that rates are going to come down at the beginning of 2023 or in the spring of 2023, we don't know if or when that's going to happen, and we also don't know how much of a reduction there's going to be. So I would much rather my clients be comfortable with their payment for the term of their loan, and whether that's an adjustable rate mortgage or a 30-year fix, you should never feel stretched too thin. I would much rather a client take advantage of something like a 2-1 buy down if you're lucky enough to have a seller add in that concession, and or using some of your closing costs to buy down your rate to get something a little bit more affordable. But the moral of the story is you should never feel uncomfortable with your payment and or like you need to be chasing rates for the next several years. Some of these options really allow some more immediate stability and potential long-term stability as well. And depending on your actual expected term of ownership, of course, an adjustable rate mortgage may be a good option for you. Those rates are somewhere around 4, sometimes 4.5, maybe up to 4.8%, but nevertheless, much less than both the conforming and jumbo loans. Now, of course, how does all of this then affect someone who is either thinking of listing or forced to sell in the near future? I just had this conversation with a client of mine today who's looking to list in the next week or so. And really, this is about a market with potentially less buyers and more inventory in some cases. So you must be priced competitively with other current listings. Entering the market at a proper price is going to be crucial. And as with any listing, the goal is always to maximize traffic, bringing as many people through the door when you go live. If you're testing the market at an aspirational price, you're looking at less traffic, longer days on market, and less of a sales price in the end. And a good note here, what we saw in Q2 is an average discount in Manhattan was somewhere around 1%. So that tells me, and should tell you as well, that if you're priced competitively, you're getting asked or very close to it. So I hope you found this helpful. I understand interest rates might not be everyone's favorite topic at the moment, but the idea here was to bring a little bit more clarity and some guidance. If you're a buyer and or a renter and you're outweighing the idea of higher rent versus a higher mortgage payment, please do not hesitate to reach out. Not only am I more than happy to guide you along, but of course put you in touch with some of the best mortgage brokers in New York City. As of now, there's potentially more inventory, less buyers in the market, and depending on your personal situation, the end of the year still could be a great opportunity. If you're a seller and you're weighing out the idea of selling now versus the beginning of next year or sometime next year, please also do not hesitate to reach out. Our team is always here should you have any questions. I'm wishing all of you a wonderful start to the fall season, and I hope to see and connect with all of you soon.